To another Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack basketball. Join us as we bring you the action live from the court with Tim Parrish. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack Sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now for the countdown to tip-off with Tim Parrish, and go Lumberjacks! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at Andrews Gymnasium in Kellogg, Idaho, home of the Wildcats. And this is an all-important Central Idaho League matchup with your St. Mary's Lumberjacks and the Wildcats here of Kellogg. St. Mary's really needs to win these last 2 league games they have on their schedule. Well, actually, they've got 3 league games on their schedule, and they really need to win all 3 of them. But the 2 most important ones, of course, I believe, will be here tonight and next Tuesday at home against the Orofino Maniacs. So some big games coming up for the Lumberjack boys, starting with tonight to finish up the season. They've only got about 4 games left, I do believe. So this is a big one here this evening. Started our pregame a little bit later as the JV game ran a little bit late, and they have senior night here for the Kellogg Wildcats. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll come back with our Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip off from Andrews Gymnasium in Kellogg.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch-Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch-Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch-Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch-Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch-Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch-Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch-Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter. because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy with services like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
Tim Parrish here at Andrews Gymnasium, home of the Kellogg Wildcats, where we get set for a Central Idaho League tilt between the Lumberjacks and the Wildcats. And once again, a fairly important CIL matchup. St. Mary's did beat Kellogg in St. Mary's earlier in the season. We'll get a little bit to that a little bit later in the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to tip-off. Right now, let's take a look at the Central Idaho League standings. Starting at the top, it is the Orfino Maniacs with a 6-1 league record. 15-2 overall. They beat Kamei by a score of 52-27 back on February the 10th. They are at Lapway on Saturday, and then they will be at St. Mary's on the 17th. They are fourth in the Idaho Sports Power Rankings and second in the Max Preps Rankings. St. Mary's sitting at a 4-1 league record, 13-3 overall. They beat Timberlake on the 10th, 54-37 in Timberlake. They will be at Grangeville on Saturday. The Lumberjacks are fifth in the Idaho Sports Power Rankings, third in the Max Preps Rankings. The Kellogg Wildcats, 4-2 in league play, 10-8 overall. They have they lost to Bonners Ferry 66-61 on the 10th. They will be at Priest River on the 17th. They are 12th in both Idaho Sports Power Rankings and 12th in the Max Preps Rankings. The Priest River Spartans are 1-6 in league, 5-10 overall. Lost 80-44 at St. Mary's back on the 6th. They will host Timberlake tonight. They are 18th in the Idaho Sports Rankings, 19th in the Max Preps Rankings. And the Grangeville Bulldogs, 1-6 in league play, 4-14 overall. They lost 54-32 at Orofino on the 5th. They will be at Prairie tonight, and they are 20th in both the Idaho Sports and the Max Preps Power Rankings. That's a look at the Central Idaho League standings. We will take a break and come back with more after this.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack Sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Use Ace Hardware, the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Tim Parrish here at Andrews Gymnasium. It's senior night for the Kellogg Wildcats. The Lumberjacks opponent here tonight in a big CIL matchup. The Wildcats would really, really love to get a win here over the Lumberjacks tonight and really make things interesting in the CIL at the end of the season. St. Mary's wants to get that win over the Wildcats here tonight, so the only thing they really have to worry about is beating Orofino at home next week. So big game here this evening at Andrews Gymnasium. The JV game was a fun one. Kellogg led it most of the way through. St. Mary's claimed the lead late, about, I think, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, and held on to the lead 42-37 in a low-scoring defensive matchup between the JV squad. So it was a fun battle for JV, and probably going to get the same thing for the varsity game here tonight. Taking a look at the power rankings and coaches polls. Idaho Sports power rankings, top 5. It's Wendell, West Jefferson, New Plymouth, Orofino, and St. Mary's, 1 through 5. In the coaches poll, it's Wendell, West Jefferson, Orofino, St. Mary's, and then Soda and Ryrie tied for 5th, I believe it is. And then the Max Preps rankings. This is how they seed the state tournament. This would be your top 5 seeds if they all made it to state here at the end of the season. As they set at the moment, things can change. Wendell at number 1, Orofino at number 2, St. Mary's at number 3, West Jefferson number 4, and Ryrie at number 5. So that is how you would be set up in the bracket for the top 5 if all 5 of those teams were to make it to state. I do think that if St. Mary's can win their last games of the regular season, that they could see themselves shuffle back towards the top of the Max Preps power ranking, but we'll have to see what happens in those. If they lose any of the games in this last week and a half or so of action for regular season, it could hurt them in the Max Preps rankings. So a lot of important basketball for the Lumberjacks here finishing up the season. That is the power rankings for Idaho Sports, Max Preps, and the coaches polls. We're going to take another break. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off as both teams get set to start their warm-ups here at Andrews Gymnasium. Jack Buell Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Buell Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips, they're an entire community. Jack Buell Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco About It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's. Tim Parrish here at Andrews Gymnasium as the Lumberjacks get set to do battle with the Kellogg Wildcats here in the Silver Valley. Both teams out warming up now, and it's going to be a heck of a battle here this evening. I definitely can guarantee that. Taking a quick look around the area in high school sports, Lumberjack girls basketball season is over. All those kids are getting ready for softball season and track season now, the spring sports. That means, hey, I know winter hasn't been that much of a winter, but that means warmer temperatures are on the way, hopefully, right? Even though it's still, again, it hasn't been that cold. Don't really have much to complain about for this winter besides the lack of snow, I guess you could say. That's kind of a blessing and a good thing at the same time, depending on how you feel about the snow. Anyways, wrestling, they are got only a select few wrestlers out, probably doing some wrestling action right now. Coach Hayden Humphrey told me that about this time, most of the varsity guys are off and not doing nothing, kind of using that time to heal up before districts. Districts, I believe, is the 21st in St. Mary's, and that should be a fun time to see how many Lumberjack wrestlers we can get into state. Talking to Coach Hayden Humphrey, he is hoping for 12 to 13 wrestlers to take to state this year, so a nice solid group of guys there. Looking at Lakeside, their boys are 6-0 in league play, 18-2 overall. They played their last regular season game against Coeur d'Alene JV, and they beat the Vikings 58-50. They are now off until their district tournament starts, which I haven't looked that up to see when their district tournament starts. But we want to wish the Lakeside Knights good luck with the district tournament coming up for them. Lakeside girls, 4-0 in league, 10-11 overall. They will play Wallace at NIC tonight for the district championship game. The winner of that game will be on to the state tournament. So good luck to the Lakeside Knight girls in their quest to make it back to state this year. I think they went last year as well. The Kootenai Warriors, their boys are 2-1 in league play, 3-11 overall. They lost at Deary 65-25 in their last game. They will be, or that was actually, let's see here.
that schedule. I wrote down, maybe it's the 17th. They will be at Kootenai Classical Academy. Their girls team is 2-8 in league play, 6-8 overall. Their last game, they lost to St. Mary's 46-39 in double overtime. They will be playing Mullen in the district championship at NIC tonight, and the winner of that game is on to the state tournament. So we want to wish the Kootenai Warrior girls good luck in their district championship game. It would be the first time in quite a while that a team from the North Star League got a team down to state, as they normally have to play a play-in game to get down to state. This year, it is a direct seed from their championship, from their district championship. So, again, good luck to the Kootenai Warrior girls. We're going to take another break. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch's #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Tip-Off after a word from our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks.
If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
And we are back here at Andrews Gymnasium. Lumberjacks warming up, the Wildcats warming up. Senior night here for the Kellogg Wildcats Central Idaho League matchup, and it's going to be a good one here this evening. Taking a look at the Lumberjacks game against the Timberlake Tigers the other night. St. Mary's came away with a 54-37 win over Timberlake. The Lumberjacks shot 50% from the field, or from two-point range in that game, 27% from three-point range, and 43% overall from the field. Lumberjacks struggled a little bit at the charity stripe in that one, shooting just 50%. They went 6 of 12. But they won most of the important categories there. Shooting percentage at 43. They won the turnover battle 9-17. They forced 17 turnovers. St. Mary's won the rebounding battle 31-27. And turnover points, St. Mary's had 8. The Tigers had 7. St. Mary's had 9 assists to the Tigers, 2 assists, and 7 steals to the Tigers, 5 steals. JJ Yearout led the team in scoring, surprisingly enough, right? 16 points for JJ, 11 points for Ribrick. JJ actually had a double-double, 16 points, 11 rebounds. Rib had 11 points, 9 points to Isaiah Gustav, 6 points for Speakman, 5 points for Sloper. St. Mary's didn't get a lot of bench production, I don't think, in that game. Well, it says 15 points off the bench. I don't remember who our starters were in that game when I set it up, so I don't know if that's accurate. But surprisingly enough, neither one of the Bardas made any points in that game, which was kind of surprising. But again, St. Mary's usually has enough depth where the other guys, we have some other guys that pick up the slack on those types of nights. So that was a good evening overall for the Lumberjacks in that game. So that's that one. So let's take a look at the Lumberjacks team stats real quick. St. Mary's averaging 64 points per game, shooting about 43% from the field, 31% from the three-point line, 65% from the charity stripe, averaging 35 rebounds, 12 assists, and about 10 steals per game. St. Mary's only allowing 48 points per game, 36% from the field do their opponents shoot, 28% from three-point range, 63% from the free throw line, 26 rebounds and 5 assists per game. One place St. Mary's has struggled this year is on the road. The Lumberjacks are 3-3 playing on the road, so they are at 500. Tonight, they would like to get above that. I don't think they've actually been above 500 all season in away games. So that's another little mark for St. Mary's to hopefully hit here this evening. Leading the team in scoring, assists, rebounds is JJ Yearout. He averages 22 points per game. He is at 1,021 career points. He hit that 1,000-point mark against Moscow. He has 138 rebounds on the season to go along with 63 assists and 43 steals. He has also scored the most points off turnovers. And, of course, he has 43 steals on the season, so that leads to a lot of fast breaks for JJ. He has 70 points off of turnovers. Landon Ribrick leads the team, I think, in block shots. He has 22 block shots. Xavier Sloper leads the team in charges taken. He has 8 charges on the season and 27 assists. Jack Barta with 36 steals and 38 assists on the year. That is a look at the Lumberjacks. We'll take a quick break and come back and look at the Wildcats and these two teams in head-to-head matchups after this.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's.
Tim Parrish here at Kellogg High School, Andrews Gymnasium, a big Central Idaho League matchup. Taking a look at the Kellogg Wildcats. They, of course, 3A Central Idaho League with the Lumberjacks. They are coached by Mike Martin, currently 4-2 in league play, 10-8 overall. They lost to Bonners Ferry 66-61 on the 10th here in Andrews, and they are averaging 58 points per game and allowing 52 points per game. They lost at St. Mary's by a score of 63-58 on January the 6th. In like opponents, the Wildcats are 6-4 against common opponents with St. Mary's. St. Mary's is 8-2 against those same opponents. In that game in St. Mary's, there was 2 lead changes, and Kellogg had, I believe, 9 points off the bench. St. Mary's won a lot of the categories in that game. St. Mary's shot 33% from the field, 42% or shot from 33% from three-point range, 42% from the field. Kellogg shot 48% from the two-point range. And Kellogg also shot 83% from the charity stripe. St. Mary's just 63%. St. Mary's had 37 rebounds to the Wildcats 25. St. Mary's only committed 14 fouls to the Wildcats 17. Each team was fairly even in turnovers, 16-15, and dead even in points off turnovers, 7 apiece. The Kellogg Wildcats had a few more points off the bench, 9-2. Porter Lewis led that team that game with 17 points. Caden Hunterlaw had 11. Vendasius had 11 for Kellogg. Taylor and Cheney had 6 apiece. Kim Staten had 3, and Coburn had 2. St. Mary's, J.J. Yearout had 19 points, 10 rebounds. Isaiah Gustoff had 15 points. Sloper had 15 points. Ribrick had 9. Barta had 2. Speakman had 2. St. Mary's is going to have to find a way to get away around Kellogg's defense. They played a very stingy defense. Caden Hunterlaw was very key to that defense. He was a really tough player for the Wildcats. But again, JJ still able to get over 19 points in that game, but it was still a very good defensive effort by Kellogg. And I think that is more of the strength of both the Wildcats and of the Orofino Maniacs, to be honest, is their defensive efforts. Right now, we're getting ready for the national anthem, and we will keep it here because the Kellogg Band will be doing the national anthem. As both teams are still with their coaches.
So the coach say
They were just now waiting for the national anthem to start.
Cadet Second Lieutenant Spencer String, Cadet Second Lieutenant Kevin Knight, Cadet Staff Sergeant Alex Cassie, Cadet Sergeant Piper Hendricks.
Bundle up for big savings at the Country Fair in St. Mary's. It's the Winter Blowout Sale. Get 50% off winter fashion, select clearance items up to 75% off, and Christmas items marked down 75%. Cold weather styles, hot deals, and limited quantities. So don't wait. Shop local and save big at the Country Fair, Main Street, St. Mary's. When it's gone, it's gone. When you gotta go, make sure you're good to go with St. Joe Potty Huts. From construction sites to community events, weddings to weekend gatherings, St. Joe Potty Huts keeps it clean, convenient, and odor-free. Local, dependable, and fast. Your restroom solution is just a call away at 208-245-4887. For clean units, quick delivery, and service you can count on, choose St. Joe Potty Huts, serving St. Mary's and the St. Joe Valley. Call 208-245-4887 and keep your event running smoothly.
And we are back after the national anthem, and now we'll get you the starting lineups. And first, we'll get you the starting lineups for the St. Mary's Lumberjacks. Starting first for St. Mary's, 5'8" senior guard, number 3, Jack Barta. Then we've got the 6'2" senior guard, number 4, J.J. Yearout. Next starter is 6'2" senior guard, number 5, Isaiah Gustav. Then we've got the 6'7" junior post, number 21, Landon Ribrick. And rounding out the lineup, senior guard, number 32, at 6 foot, it is Xavier Sloper. And the starters for the Kellogg Wildcats, it'll be the 6'3" senior, number 10, Drayden Taylor. The number 21, 5'11" junior, Porter Lewis. The 6 foot senior, number 22, Caden Honnerlaw. The 6'4" junior, number 24, Ty Cheney. And the 5'10" junior, number 30, Evan Vindacius. The Wildcats shot pretty well against the Lumberjacks in St. Mary's, and it's going to be even harder to keep them down in their home gymnasium. So the Lumberjacks are going to need to find a way defensively to try to shut down this Wildcat team. They are a dangerous squad, and they definitely are capable of taking one away from St. Mary's if the Lumberjacks don't come out on their A game tonight. Need to see the defensive effort that I've seen from the Lumberjacks in some of these other games where they've just kind of dominated, but we will see. And we are ready to go. St. Mary's green jerseys and gold accents. They will be going left to right on your radio dial. The Wildcats in their white with purple, they will be going right to left. It is Ty Cheney and J.J. Yearout in the midcourt circle as we get set to get things going here from Andrews Gymnasium. Official steps into the midcourt circle. The opening tip is up. It is controlled by St. Mary's. It's Gustav, low post into Barta. Barta backs it back out. The Kellogg Wildcats get back quickly, and we're going to get a stoppage real quick. Something on the floor. So St. Mary's will inbound from side court. I get a right up on the court here in Kellogg is right at the scorer's table. Barta setting up the offense here right in front of me. I'm going to swing it over to Gustav. Gustav back to Barta. Coach Martin thinking there was a 5-second there against St. Mary's. Didn't get that call. Out to JJ. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gustav back to JJ. Looking into Sloper as they come out and double teamed JJ. Going to get a block shot and a rebound by the Wildcats. Kellogg back the other way. Kellogg has the ball, working on the left side, down to Honorlaw in the corner. Honorlaw to the post, now back to Cheney. Cheney into the lane, gets stood up by the Lumberjack defense. Third three-point shot by Bendasius. It's up and good from the right wing. Kellogg with the first lead of the game, 3-0 over St. Mary's. Kind of started out this way in St. Mary's. They're going to get it into Ribrick. Ribrick, nice shot, up and good in the low post. Assist from Gustav. It's 3-2. Lumberjacks trail by 1. St. Mary's with some pressure in the backcourt. Lumberjacks making the Wildcats move the ball. Going to get Cheney. Cheney, low post jumper, won't go. The rebound goes to Sloper, I believe it was. JJ brings it down the left side. Year out, drives the lane. Gonna try that floater up at the free throw line. No good. Rebound to the Kellogg Wildcats. Honorlaw drives the right side. Shot missed. Good defense. Rebound goes again to Sloper. Sloper has it in the backcourt. He's going to bring it up. He's bringing it down the middle. Kind of shades to the left side. Gets it over to Barta. Barta here on the right wing, right side of the floor. He's got Drayden Taylor coming out on him. Drayden, to Gustav, back to Barta. Barta into Sloper. Sloper at the free throw line extended. Down to the corner to Barta. Barta looking to Rib. Rib back out to Sloper. Sloper for 3. It's off the mark. Rebound chased down by Gustav, though. Lumberjacks will reset it. Nope. Bad pass by Gustav. It'll turn into points for the Wildcats on the other way as Porter Lewis will lay it up and in. 3-point lead again for the Wildcats. 5-2 over St. Mary's. Jack has it across the half-court line over to Rib. Rib out to Gustav. Gustav over to Barta. Wildcats extending that zone defense out. Over to JJ. JJ passes it across to Barta. Then a look into Rib. Rib looking into Sloper. Sloper all alone. It's up and good by Xavier. Assist to Ribrick. 5-4. St. Mary's trails by 1. Under 5 to play in the first quarter. Wildcats have the ball in the backcourt still. Porter Lewis has it in the backcourt too long, and we're going to get a quick 30-second timeout as Coach Martin wanted them to get that ball into the front court a little bit quicker. We'll take a quick break.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
And we're back after the quick timeout from the Wildcats. Lumberjacks have Barta still in there. I think Xavier goes out for a breather. Wildcats have the ball. Swinging over to the left wing to the 21 of Lewis. Back over to the far side. Right corner now to Taylor. Taylor's going to, I thought Taylor lost the ball there, but they say, I guess Jackson Harold got a piece, deflected that out of bounds. Good defense by Harold. 16 on the shot clock. In the right wing, Porter Lewis, steal by Year Out. Year Out takes it the other way. Misses the layup, though. Got to make those bunnies in this type of a game. Coming the other way, Honorlaw. Going to get called for a travel. Well, we'll see. The refs are going to talk about it. It was blocked by Ribrick. I thought Rib got a piece of it as he was going up for the layup. So instead of a turnover for Kellogg, we'll call it a blocked shot by Rib. And that is the right call, in my opinion, as well. Rib did get a piece of that. So the Wildcats inbound. They lead 5-4, 4.5 to go first period. Baseline from Taylor. He's going to get it into the top, left wing, into Bendasius. Now back to Cheney. Cheney's up top for the Wildcats. Lumberjacks look to be in a man defense. They're not going to let the Wildcats get anything. And Isaiah will get a deflection there as he knocks that ball out of Taylor's hands, goes out of bounds on the far side of the floor. Taylor inbounds into the backcourt, into Lewis. Lewis brings it across the timeline. He's going to go right, drives all the way down. Oh, going to get a foul, I think, against St. Mary's. Jack Barta thought he might have got a clean block shot there, but he does not. That'll send Porter Lewis to the charity stripe. Porter was 4 for 4 in St. Mary's from the free throw line. The Wildcats did shoot very well from the charity stripe in St. Mary's. Makes the first. Jack Barta gets a breather. Brock Barta comes in for him. Back to a 2-point advantage for the Wildcats. They look to make it a 3 once again. Second free throw is up and good by Lewis. Backcourt pressure now from Kellogg. Lots of contact on JJ. He gets through it. No call. Isaiah ends up with it left side. Looking into Rib. Rib didn't cleanly handle that pass into him. Misses the bucket. Rebound to the Wildcats. If he would have cleanly gotten that, he probably would have made an easy bucket, but he kind of fumbled it just a little bit. Wildcats have it on the left side, up to the top, into the lane. Porter Lewis steps through. Shot's going to bounce around, fall in. Coach Chase looking for a travel, doesn't get the call, and it's a 5-point advantage for the Wildcats, 9-4. Into Rib. Rib can't handle a pass cleanly. Turnover, St. Mary's. Down court pass to Cheney. Cheney working left side, gets it back to Lewis. Lewis up top. Colburn getting ready to check in for Kellogg. Back down to Connerlaw. Now back into the hands of Lewis. Still working that left side. Ty Cheney has it in the corner. And there's a foul on Harold. And St. Mary's, 2 fouls on them already in the first quarter. 3:06 to go first quarter. Vendasius gets a breather as Coburn checks in. Inbound pass to Cheney, back out to Taylor. Gustav's on defense. Lumberjacks in that man defense. Coburn working at the free throw line against Barta. Now back out to Taylor. Taylor bodied up, shot on the way, little step back, it's no good. Rebound tipped around, coming away with it finally is Harold. Harold looking into Rib, who's left alone. It's gonna rim out. Oh, that was a good shot by Ribrick, and that ball just spun like a top and popped out of the bucket. Coming back the other way, it's Colburn working left side to the corner. I think it's Porter Lewis triggering the 3. It's no good. St. Mary's can't get the rebound. Another shot up and no good by Lewis. And then another rebound by the Wildcats. A shot up. It's no good. And a foul against St. Mary's, I believe. And I think lots of pointing and stuff going. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but so a foul on Harold. Then a technical on the Wildcats. That is Connerlaw, who threw the ball, I guess, at Jackson Harold. So the Wildcats will get a couple of free throws from the Jackson's foul, I believe. Nope. They got to shoot the Wildcat free throws first, because St. Mary's will get. So Kellogg will shoot 2 free throws, then St. Mary's will shoot the technical free throws. Connerlaw will shoot 2 free throws. He was 5 for 6 from the charity stripe in St. Mary's. Once again, the score 9-4. St. Mary's trails with 2:16 to go in the first quarter of play. First free throw from Connerlaw is good. Gives the Wildcats a 6-point advantage. Second free throw, no good. So JJ now will get 2 free throws for the technical, then St. Mary's will get possession. JJ first free throw up and good. JJ is at 73% from the free throw line on the season. Second free throw up. Oh, in and out. So 10-5, Wildcats lead. St. Mary's will now have the ball. Ribrick and Harold come out. Speakman and Sloper check in. And Lumberjacks have possession. Going to put some pressure in the backcourt is Kellogg. Barta going to take it himself. Shot won't go. Rebound went to Barta. And he'll get the putback up and good. 7-10. St. Mary's trails by 3. That is Lewis with it for the Wildcats. He's going to swing it to Honorlaw on the right wing. Honorlaw picks up his dribble. Taylor up top now. Taylor left side. Down to the corner. Porter Lewis working to the wing. Thought about a 3. Decided not to. Again to Taylor. Now Linda Honorlaw. Honorlaw guarded by Yearout. Out to Coburn. Coburn floater up and good. Nice shot by Dalton. It is a 5-point lead again for the Wildcats. 12-7. Going to try to get it into Speakman. Get a foul. That'll go against Coburn. Coburn, Dalton trying to smack that ball away. Got some arm there. Lumberjacks will inbound. Up to the top to Jack Barta. Or Brock Barta. He triggers the quick 3. No good. Rebound to the Wildcats. Taylor brings it down. Left wing for Taylor. Gets it up to Porter. Porter going to get accosted down on the blocks. He'll get fouled by Isaiah. 4th foul on St. Mary's. Ty Cheney coming back in. Caden Honorlaw checks out. Jack Barta is going to come in. He'll come in for Isaiah. Wildcats inbound. They get Vendasius an open look. He misses. Rebound goes to Sloper. Out to Yearout. Yearout double teamed up top. Over to Jack. Now to the corner to Brock. That ball's deflected out of bounds by Kellogg. It'll stay with St. Mary's. Still a minute on the clock. 27 on the shot clock. JJ will inbound. He gets underneath the Sloper. Count the bucket and the foul. That'll put X to the free throw line. X Xavier is 66% on the year. The foul goes against Porter Lewis. It's his first. JJ's going to get a breather. Quick talking to, not really a talking to in a bad way, but a quick talk to with the coaches. And actually the foul was against 24. Cheney. Sloper, a chance to make it a 2-point game, leaves the free throw short. Rebound to the Wildcats. St. Mary's cannot afford to not make the free throws. That ball is going to be stripped away for a second. I'll give Speakman a deflection, but the Wildcats recover. Back to the top to Taylor near the midcourt circle. Taylor manned up with Speakman. Going to get it out to Cheney. Now to Porter. Porter Lewis working right side. Going to go all the way around and under. Count the bucket and the foul. Fifth foul on St. Mary's. Jack Barta picks up foul number 2 and puts the Wildcats to the free throw line. Harold comes out, as does Jack Barta. Free throw for Porter. That one is going to fall through. 6-point advantage for the Wildcats. That ties their largest lead. Brock Barta has it. Swings it to the corner to Speakman. Into Sloper. Up and good. Speakman with an assist for the Lumberjacks. 15-11, Lumberjacks trail with 18 in the first quarter left. 18 seconds. Taylor has it. Wildcats will play for the final shot. Isaiah gets a deflection into the backcourt as Taylor took his eyes off the ball for a second, and then they call it double dribble turnover on Kellogg. St. Mary's will inbound after the Wildcat turnover. 5 seconds into Year Out. Year Out gets it across the timeline. He's got time. Oh, tries to feed it into Brock. It's deflected. The Wildcats can't do nothing with it. Time will run out, and it'll be 15-11 St. Mary's going into the second period. We'll be back.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
Landon Ribrick checks in for the second period of play. Wildcats have the first possession. Taylor has it. Wildcats with a 4-point lead. They've led by as much as 6. They have not given up the lead yet this evening. Out to Cheney. Cheney steps into the lane. Shot is up. No good. Rebound goes to Rib. JJ has it. Swings it to the corner. 3 on the way by Brock Barta. 3 won't go. Rebound went to JJ. JJ had his putback blocked by the Wildcats. St. Mary's will keep possession as the ball went out of bounds off of Kellogg. Coach Martin wants a little bit more off the shot clock after that ball went out of bounds. He says it should be, he thinks it only. So they want 29 on the shot clock. Lumberjacks will inbound it to Year Out. Year Out, little head fake, steps around Taylor. Shot won't go. Ball tipped around. And it's going to go out of bounds off of Kellogg, they say. So it'll stay with the Lumberjacks and resets the shot clock since they hit the rim. JJ will inbound. All the way up. Bad pass. Kind of a bad pass by JJ. Then the other way, Vendasius, I think, gets called for a travel, so a turnover. It was a really good play by Connor Law as well, as he went up above Barta to bring that ball down. So kind of a bad pass, but also a good play there. St. Mary's turns it over again. Isaiah lets the ball go through his hands. St. Mary's has got to clean it up a little bit. Count the bucket and the foul by Honor Law. And the Wildcats are coming alive here. Wait and see who that foul goes against. JJ with his first foul. Honor Law to the free throw line. 6-point lead for Kellogg. Honor Law can make it a 7-point lead. But he misses the free throw. Rebound to Sloper. And JJ has it. Over to Brock Barta to the corner to Sloper. Sloper back up to Brock. A little fake pass to JJ, back to Sloper. Now back to Brock, into the paint. Down to the low post to Gustav. Deflected out of bounds by the Wildcats. So I said earlier, the defense is really one of the strongest parts of Kellogg's game, and they're showing it right now. Into Rib, into the corner. Back to Barta. Barta's going to drive, kicks it out to Isaiah. Isaiah for three, too much, not enough under it. Rebound to the Wildcats. St. Mary's is not shooting well. Mendesius has it. He's going to drive. Has the ball stripped loose. Oh, that was maybe should have been a travel as Mendesius slid across the floor with the ball in his arms. They say no. Isaiah had a deflection there, though. Lumberjacks on defense. Little step butt jumper by Porter. It's no good. JJ with the rebound. And JJ is going to have that ball go out of bounds off of him. JJ says it wasn't off of me, but it's going to go down as a turnover on St. Mary's. Into Taylor. Taylor right side. Taylor gets it out to Cheney, up to Porter, Porter Lewis. Porter kicks it to the corner, Honor Law. Not going to get JJ up off his feet very often. There's a shot up and good by Ty Cheney. And Coach Tate wants a full timeout. As the Wildcats have an 8-point advantage over St. Mary's, 19-11 with under 6 to go in the half. We'll be back.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. There is 2 minutes gone basically in the second quarter. The Wildcats have outscored St. Mary's 4-0 in the second quarter. Wildcat defense has been smothering St. Mary's. They're not giving anybody anything easy. And that's the thing that St. Mary's is going to have to overcome here. The Wildcats are a tough team. Substitutions, I think we got Jack Barta in for Brock Barta. Brock is still there. Never mind. I don't see Jack in. Okay. Into Gustav. Wildcats putting on the backcourt pressure. They're trying to take it away from the Lumberjacks. They want to make St. Mary's really have to work for this game, and right now they are. JJ for three. Off the back. St. Mary's not shooting well. That was a good shot, just a little bit too hard off the rim and off the back of the rim. Taylor gets a little bit of room. He steps through. He makes a bucket for the Wildcats on the other end, and it makes it a 10-point advantage for Kellogg. St. Mary's hasn't been down by 10 very often this year. JJ's going to drive. Going to step around the defense. Puts the shot up and good. Lumberjacks need a few more possessions like that one. They've got to get some defensive stops now and count them on the other end. Wildcats are starting to feel the momentum, and they're filling themselves with this one. That's going to be a three-point shot from Porter Lewis from the right wing. Lumberjacks trail by 11. Going to get it to Barta. He makes the shot. I'll give an assist to Sloper. Lumberjacks trail by 9. Lumberjacks want to have this game within 5 before the halftime at least, if they can't go on a little bit better run than that, but they got to get their defense working. Porter Lewis drives in the lane. Good defense by Brock Barta all over him. Back out. Little jump shot up and good for Ty Cheney, as Ty Cheney got lost in all of the ball movement there. Colburn getting ready to check back in for Kellogg. Going to get it to Isaiah. Isaiah will be fouled as he goes to the lane. I think they said that foul goes against Ty Cheney. That is his second. Isaiah to the free throw line. Isaiah 50%. St. Mary's down by 11 again. First free throw's good. Ribrick's going to get a breather. Marcus Speakman checks in. St. Mary's down by 10. Oh, that free throw rims out on Isaiah. Not enough arc on that one. Drayden Taylor brings it down. Honorlaw, he's going to drive. Kicks it out. Bad pass stolen by Speakman. Good defense by Speakman. Jack down to, Jack into the game. JJ has it. JJ is going to get fouled as he tries to work around a defender. That foul goes against Honorlaw. He's got 2. Vendasius checks back in. Honorlaw comes out.
Hey, someone, don't force it, Jay.
Lumberjacks into Jack Barta. Barta has it near the midcourt circle. He's going to work it to the left side, gets it to Gustav. Gustav brings it right. Now to Sloper. Sloper up to Jack. Out to Sloper. Sloper's going to take the 3. St. Mary's finally knocks one down. Jack Barta assists. St. Mary's cuts it to a 7-point deficit, 26-19. Lumberjacks need a spark. Cheney stood up in the paint. Gets it out to Taylor, right side. Taylor, top of the key now, guarded by Gustav. He's going to force up the shot. It's no good. Rebound goes to Speakman. Jack brings it down. He's going to kick it to Sloper. Sloper for 3 from the corner, just short. Rebound goes to Coburn. He gets it out to Lewis. Lewis, right side. Thought about the 3 from behind the screen, decided not to take it. Gets it to Coburn, right side. Coburn trying to drive against Barta. Barta stands him up. Back out to Lewis. Corner Vendasius. Vendasius, little pump fake. Gets Sloper up off his feet. Shot is in and out. And we're going to get a rebound to Speakman. And they're going to call Speakman with a travel. Speakman is trying to show that he got fouled, and Coach Chase is appealing to the ref too, saying, where's the foul call? Wildcats inbound from underneath. Taylor gets it to the top to Coburn, right side. Coburn working against Barta. Barta almost with a steal. Barta gets his face smacked against the floor. Then St. Mary's does get a steal. I don't know if it was Year Out or who. And coming the other way, we have a foul against Kellogg. Yes, we get a Kellogg foul. That's the 3rd foul on Cheney. Jack Barta comes out because he got a little bit of a bump on the noggin there. Sloper comes out. Harold checks in. Also coming in, Marcus is pleading his case as to why am I getting taken out? And Rib comes back in. St. Mary's has the ball. Brock Barta working it. Gets it to Isaiah, top of the key. Isaiah out to Rib, back to Barta. Barta's going to get tripped up going into the lane. Foul going to go against Kellogg. Porter Lewis, I believe that's his first. No, that shows is his second now. 4th team foul on the Wildcats. Lumberjacks need to take and use that to their advantage. They're going to get it into Isaiah, up and good. And the foul. Year Out with the assist. And the foul goes against Dalton. His first puts Isaiah to the free throw line. Isaiah bounces that one over the top of the rim and in. St. Mary's has cut their lead, the deficit to 4. 26-22. Kellogg with the ball in the back. Court down to Colburn. Colburn skips it across. Vendasius for 3. It's off the mark. No good. Rebound going to be chased down by the Wildcats in the left corner. Oh, going to get a foul against Harold on the sideline. Harold picks up foul number 3. So Jack Barta has got himself recovered after getting smacked into the floor. Wildcats will inbound. It's only the second foul against St. Mary's here in the second quarter. 26-22, St. Mary's trails. Vendacius has it. Wildcats a little bit of a... Oh, there's lots of contact over there as somebody's trying to get around a screen, I think. They're going to get down on JJ. That is JJ's second foul. Speakman's coming in. JJ's going to get a breather. I think we'll see JJ before the end of the half, possibly, but don't want him to pick up another cheap foul here in the first. Going to get it to Honor Law. Honor Law, right side, out of the corner. Three-pointer on the way. It's good. That was Porter Lewis, his second three of the night. Stretches it back to a 7-point lead for the Wildcats. Over to Jack Barta. Jack going to drive. Coach Chase is telling them to take a look at something else, and they didn't hear him, obviously. Going to get Taylor pulling up for a three. It's no good. I'm sure Coach Martin didn't want that quick of a shot with the time running out on the first half. Over to the corner to Gustav, right side, back up the top to Barta. Looking into Speakman. Speakman trying to split through the defenders. Can't. Gets it out to Brock Barta. Lumberjacks reset their offense. Looking to Speakman again. St. Mary's wants to work in the post. Speakman shot up and good. Speakman backed his way into the lane. 29-24, St. Mary's trails by 5. Like I said, that's what St. Mary's wants to be within that at least before halftime. They can get a stop here and another bucket. Kellogg has it right side. Coburn to Honor Law. Honor Law thought about going to Lewis. So Lewis is covered up. Honor Law is going to drive. Ooh, going to get a foul against Rib. That's his first. He'll put Honor Law to the free throw line. Looked like all ball to me. Not going to get that call, though. 12, and Lewis Andrew checking in for the Wildcats. Honor Law 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Actually, I thought he was 0 for 2. I think. I'm going to say 0 for 2. He makes that one. Gives the Wildcats a 6-point lead. St. Mary's going to get a sub in. JJ for Jack. Andrew Lewis going to check in if Honor Law makes this shot. He does. Andrew Lewis's first time in, I believe. St. Mary's will bring it down with 21 seconds on the clock. St. Mary's want a bucket. Three-pointer would be ideal for the Lumberjacks here. Over to Brock. Brock, right side, skips it to Isaiah. Back to JJ. Andrew Lewis working on JJ. JJ. Oh. Barta went left, wanted them to come right. Turnover St. Mary's. Coach Chase going to pull JJ back out again. Again, that's partially making sure we don't get a foul from JJ in the last 5 seconds. Andrew Lewis comes back out. Honor Law back in. Definitely a big chess match here with defensive pieces and offensive pieces as well. In the backcourt, bringing it down is Andrew. Half-court three, it's up and good at the buzzer. Porter Lewis, not Andrew, and Porter has 3 threes in the first half. It's a 10-point advantage for the Wildcats at the break, and St. Mary's was wanting to get the momentum going into the half. They did not, so St. Mary's going to have to come out with a game plan in the second half to start things off strong. We'll be back.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack Sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
And we are back halftime here at Andrews Gymnasium. The Wildcats have led it from the beginning of the contest. It is 34-24 in favor of the Wildcats. They have led by as much as 11, and St. Mary's right now has not had an answer offensively for the Wildcats. Really, they just have not had a lot of good looks, even though the stats kind of honestly show things a bit differently, which is surprising to me. Despite what has appeared to be bad off night, or not really an off night, just shooting wise for St. Mary's. The only place they're struggling from, honestly, is 3-point range. Lumberjacks 1 of 7 from downtown. So they really need to correct that. If they weren't 1 of 7 from downtown, this game would be a lot closer because everything else is dead even. St. Mary's 9 of 18 from 2-point range. The Kellogg Wildcats 8 of 16 from 2-point range. The Wildcats are, St. Mary's is 10 of 25 from the field. Kellogg is 12 of 24. And then the the 3-point shooting, 1 for 7 for St. Mary's, 4 for 8. So the shooting numbers are almost identical. And the difference in score is made up with the 3-point line and the free throw line. As St. Mary's 3 for 6 from the charity stripe, Kellogg 6 for 8. So there you have your difference in the score is really made up from St. Mary's not able to knock down threes early and not making the free throw shots early. Going down to rebounding, St. Mary's 15, Kellogg 14. St. Mary's with 7 assists, Kellogg with 4. Again, turnovers, 7 for St. Mary's, 5 for Kellogg. St. Mary's has also not scored off of Wildcat turnovers. Kellogg has 7 points off of St. Mary's turnovers. Steals, the Lumberjacks with 3, Kellogg with 1. So a lot of the Lumberjack turnovers, some of them have been unforced, some of them have been forced. So you kind of get an idea of what the game has been. Leading scoring in the first half was Xavier Sloper with 9 points. Brock Barta has 4 points. Isaiah Gustav has 4. 3 points for Year Out. 2 points for Ribrick. 2 points for Speakman. And for the Wildcats, leading scorer was Porter Lewis with 17 in the first half. St. Mary's has got to figure out a way to take him away in the second half. And second leader is Ty Cheney with 6. 4 points for Honor Law, 3 points for Vindasius, Drayden Taylor with 2, and 2 for Colburn off the bench. So St. Mary's really just needs to find their stride shooting, as really their 3-point shots, though I will say, have been somewhat forced up. Kellogg has not given Lumberjacks any really clean 3-point looks. And some of those shots were St. Mary's shooting them on a rope, more or less. They weren't getting a lot of air underneath the ball. So I'm curious to see if they correct that in the second half, too. One thing I will say, and I've mentioned this before, sometimes what is behind backboards, the different gyms, that's part of the advantage of home court. And the Wildcats you have to get used to shooting during warmups on the different types of rims and backboards and backgrounds behind those backboards. One side of the gym here in Andrews is brick behind the backboard. Other side is a dark purple behind the backboard. So, that's one of those other things that you've got to take into account when going on the road is figuring out how to shoot in those situations and figuring out your depth perception. We'll take a quick break, come back with the second half after this.
Always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
And we are back as we get set to start the second half. St. Mary's is going to have to start on defense, so they get their comeback started. They've got to have a good defensive stand here to get the third quarter started. St. Mary's had that lead cut down to about 3 at one point. Kellogg was able to go on a little run to stretch it back out. Wildcats have it in. Working left side's Vindasius. He's going to get it up to Taylor. Taylor up top for the Wildcats, directing traffic. He works his way left, hands it off to Lewis, off to Vindasius. And a little weave up top for Kellogg. A little head fake there by Taylor. Working around it. Shot up on the jump shot. No good. Rebound tipped around. Kellogg comes around with the offensive board. You can't do that if you're St. Mary's. Air ball on the next shot. Rebound to Barta. Isaiah into the lane. And they're going to call it a jump ball. As Drayden Taylor ties things up as Gustav makes his move into the paint to try to go up for a shot. St. Mary's will keep possession. They'll inbound from underneath. 29 on the shot clock. Xavier looking to get it in. He's going to look to the top all the way to Jack Barta. He almost had Year Out cutting into the lane. Didn't see him in time. Year Out has it up top. Honor Law on him. Now to Sloper. Sloper, little jump shot. Pop and shoot up over his defender, and it's up and good. See what Lumberjack defense can do here. Lumberjacks extending their defense out a little bit. Still into their man. Then he get it out to Cheney. Cheney swings it to the corner to Taylor. Working on that right side. Taylor, little jump shot from the free throw line, and you just can't give him open looks like that one. Taylor. Wildcats just have to match points. There's a turnover on St. Mary's. Steal by the Wildcats. Lewis working. Pull-up jumper. Knocks it down. St. Mary's can't start this way. 26-38. St. Mary's trails by 12 now. Largest lead of the night for Kellogg. Lumberjacks have got to get defensive stops. JJ pulls up for the deep three. It's going to rattle around, fall off. I don't know if he had the green light for that shot or not, but the Wildcats take the rebound. JJ doesn't need to start forcing up threes this late or early. Three-pointer on the way from Taylor. Off the top of the rim, backboard. Rebound to Sloper. Sloper almost... Sloper does turn it over. Taylor into the lane. He's going to put it up and good on the layup, and Coach Chase wants a timeout. That is about 7 or 8 unanswered points by the Wildcats. Coach Chase not happy. Wildcats up by 14. We'll take a break.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
And we're back. The Wildcats go on a scoring run, forcing Lumberjacks to take a timeout. I've said it before. Kellogg is a seriously underrated team when it comes to the rankings in Max Preps and Idaho Sports. They are not getting enough credit for how tough of a team they are. And I somewhat honestly think Orofino gets a little bit too much credit for how good of a team they are. Not taking anything away from the Maniacs. They are solid themselves. But I don't know. It's really hard to say. These three teams are battling hard this year, but St. Mary's has a big hole to overcome right now.
Looking for you.
JJ has, or Barta has it. Lumberjacks, you ain't going to win it from 14 down unless you get some defensive stops. Nice ball movement down into Ribrick in the low post. Gustav gets the assist. Lumberjacks need a lot more of those, though. Bringing it down is Lewis. Swings over to Cheney. St. Mary's needs about 3 or 4 defensive stops and points on the other end to cut this lead. Honor Law has it, skips it to the top to Lewis. 19 on the shot clock for the Wildcats. Lewis drives, kicks it out. Over to Honor Law. Honor Law is going to drive. Shot is no good. Going to get a rebound to Sloper and a foul on Kellogg, I believe. And that'll be Ty Cheney picking up foul number 4. Cheney is not, well, he's got 6 points on the night, but if he's got 4 now. So St. Mary's really would like to maybe see a couple of the Wildcat guys get into foul trouble. But they've only got, the only other guy with 2 is Honor Law. No, Porter Lewis and Honor Law each have 2. And Coburn. Jack Barta to Gustav. Back to Jack. Over to the corner to Sloper. Sloper's going to take the 3 off the front of the rim. Isaiah with the big rebound, count the bucket and the foul. Drayden Taylor with the foul. Isaiah to the free throw line. St. Mary's cuts it to a 10-point deficit. Still more work to be done. Isaiah makes the bucket. Not a close enough deficit for St. Mary's right now as they trail by 9. Taylor with the ball. Isaiah sticking to him like glue. Swings over to the corner to Coburn. Coburn, right side, corner Honorlaw. Honorlaw to the free throw line. Skips it to Taylor, left side. Taylor, little head fake, tries to get around Gustav. Good defense from him. Back out to Vendasius. Now back to the right side. 12 on the shot clock for the Wildcats. Honorlaw going to take it into the lane. Good defense again by St. Mary's. Vendasius gets the three. Off the mark. Sloper rebound. Up to JJ. Lumberjacks have got the defensive stops they've been looking for. Now they need to take care of the ball and make some buckets. Isaiah didn't take care of the ball. Trying to force the pass out into the corner. Short corner. Gets picked off. Cannot give up possessions when you're down by 9. Vendasius, left side. Vendasius, free throw line. Kicks it. Oh, gets the defense off. Spins the shot. Rims out. Rebound to Barta. That happened to St. Mary's a couple times this side of the rim. Or this side of the court. Over to Isaiah. Isaiah, little head fake. Kicks it out to JJ. JJ for 3 off the mark. Isaiah with another rebound, though. Isaiah with a putback. It's no good. Rib with a rebound. I think St. Mary's had another rebound there. I didn't see who had it. The ball goes out of bounds off of Kellogg. Oh, who came out for St. Mary's? Sloper came out. Harold in. Well, all the way up to the top to JJ. JJ going to pull for the 3 off the rim again. And JJ, first game this season where he's been off the mark. Rebound to the Wildcats. That one missed left off the rim. Wildcats have it on their side of the floor. St. Mary's still trails by 9. Under 4 to play. Honorlaw shot up and good underneath. St. Mary's has to get this lead cut down well below this before the fourth quarter half comes. Otherwise, it'll be a force fest in the final quarter, I think. There's a defender all over Ribrick. Had his arm up in his armpit. Ribrick still able to make the shot through contact. Lumberjacks trail by 9. Honorlaw kicks it out to Coburn. Coburn drives. He's working into the lane. He's trying to go up against Ribrick. Ribrick too tall. Ribrick pokes it away. Late whistle. Wow. I mean, I get it, but you can't wait that long. And Coach Jay says, we've seen a lot worse than that tonight, which I agree with. That's Ribb's second foul. Wildcats will get a reset clock. Taylor to inbound from baseline, going all the way to the top of the key to Coburn. JJ trying to get a steal from Lewis, can't get it. Corner to Andrew Lewis. Taylor at the free throw line. Back to Coburn. Whips it out. Going to get a steal by JJ. JJ's going to dunk it on the other end. St. Mary's needs that pump up in their step now. St. Mary's trails 42-35. That ball's knocked loose. And they're going to say a deflection by, I think it was Isaiah. They say the ball stays with the Wildcats. Lumberjacks need just a couple more empty possessions from Kellogg and points on the other end. Almost a turnover by the Wildcats. 3-pointer on the way by Kellogg. No good. Rebound to Rib. And Rib will be fouled. 21, I believe. That's Andrew Lewis. Porter Lewis. No, 12. Andrew Lewis with the foul. Oops, I already put the foul in for Kellogg. St. Mary's, Kellogg has 4 fouls. Jack Barta going to get called for a travel. Jack doesn't agree with that call. Jack will come out. Brock checks in. St. Mary's needs to get at least 2 more possessions if they hold Kellogg to nothing and points on the other end for St. Mary's. If St. Mary's can get 4 more points, it'll be 49-32. 42-39. Vindacius working around the defense. Shot won't go. Rebound to Harold. Harold almost with a bad pass. We'll give a deflection to Kellogg. JJ able to pull it down. JJ working right side. Spins around. Shot up. Count the bucket and the foul by Year out. Mike Martin doesn't like the call. Porter Lewis picks up foul number 3. JJ with 7 goes to the free throw line. Those work too for the Lumberjacks. Oh, in and out on the free throw. Rebound the Wildcats, though. I thought Harold just about had the rebound. Kicking it to the corner. Vindacius for 3. He's dangerous. He misses. Rebound to Harold as he takes it away. JJ has it the other side. Lumberjacks need to switch the momentum, and they kind of did a little bit with that rebound or that dunk from JJ, but they need to keep it going. JJ up and good from the low post. Nice move by Year out. It's a 3-point deficit for the Lumberjacks. Wildcats, though, getting St. Mary's wasn't ready defensively. And Kellogg finds Vindacius on the other end for an easy bucket. Lumberjack defense did not get set up right. JJ filling it. Long 3, airballed that one. Going to take JJ out for a minute. Coach Chase wants to give him a break and talk to him maybe just after that air ball. They just want to bring him out and give him a breather. 5-point deficit for the Lumberjacks, but they are right back in it. Under a minute to go in the third. If that's where St. Mary's needs to be, they need to get a defensive stop here and maybe another bucket. If they can, that would be ideal for the Lumberjacks. Porter Lewis to Taylor. Taylor, step back. No good. Rebound to Ribrick. Wildcats settling for 3s right now, and it's not really working to their advantage. Over to Harold. Harold back up to Brock. St. Mary's has the shot clock off. They can play for the final shot. Brock has Lewis guarding him. Gets a screen. 10 seconds. Back to Gustav. Now to Harold. No, Gustav's going to take it the other way. Oh, lots of contact. Coach wanting a We're going to give a block shot and a rebound to the Wildcats, and that's how the third comes to an end. St. Mary's right there in it now, though, as it's 44-39. We'll take a break.
Leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done?
St. Mary's outscored the Wildcats 15-10 in the third, and that's what the Lumberjacks needed. They are now within 5. Wildcats will get the first possession of the third quarter. See if we get our guys that are in here right for the Lumberjacks. If St. Mary's can get a stop right here and another bucket, this game changes in its complexity. Porter Lewis to Taylor. Taylor up top for the Wildcats. Swings it back to the corner. Honor Law left side. Honor Law is going to try to drive, and he's going to put it up and good. Nice move by Honor Law. Gustav has it. He's going to drive. Shot up. Won't fall for Isaiah. St. Mary's can't start missing buckets now. Wildcats coming back. They want to stretch this lead. They've got a 6-point lead now. 6. Honor Law has it, right side. Sloper, or the Coach State's looking for a double dribble, not getting the call. Shot missed. That hits They say St. Mary's knocked that ball out of bounds after the missed shot.
Jackson, watch the feet. Watch the screen in the corner.
Ribrick's coming in. Brock Barta out. St. Mary's doesn't want to let the Wildcats go on another little run here and stretch this lead back. So St. Mary's needs to get a defensive stop. Into Honorlaw. Didn't do it. Honorlaw got the shot up. It was good defense, but couldn't stop it. 49, St. Mary's down by 9 again. JJ has the ball taken away, rips it back out. Jump ball called. Possession will stay with St. Mary's. Coach Chase. St. Mary's can't let Kellogg go on little 4 or 5 point runs. They had momentum starting in the fourth. They've got to get that momentum going back in their favor. Ribrick trapped on the sideline, gets it out to Brock or Jack to Jackson. Jackson will get bumped and fouled. Porter Lewis picks up foul number 4. Jackson comes out, Sloper back in. So St. Mary's has a couple of important guys for Kellogg in foul trouble. I have 4 too, but jumper by Rib is no good. Rebound to the Wildcats. Kellogg bringing it the other way. Honorlaw. St. Mary's had a couple of empty possessions. They can't get going in the final minutes of the quarter. Mendasius has it for Kellogg up top. Kellogg has on the far side. Up to the top, still working. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Mendasius corner. Mendasius to the top of the key. He's looking for an outlet. Gets to Honorlaw. 5 seconds on the clock. Honorlaw trapped in the corner. He's going to get it under. Oh! Sloper takes a swipe at the ball. He's got a look on his face, but that was clearly a foul on Xavier. I got 4. Andrew Lewis misses the first free throw. Second free throw, no good. Rebound to JJ. Lumberjacks back the other way. Year out has it. Backs up. Lumberjacks got under 6 to go, but they've got to push a little bit. JJ layup from the right side. St. Mary's down by 7. St. Mary's has got to force some empty possessions. Timeout taken by the Wildcats. 30 seconds. We'll be back.
Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work, M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back. St. Mary's has trailed the whole game. They've cut the lead to about 4 several times. They've not been able to get ahead of the Wildcats yet as Kellogg goes on little runs of their own. St. Mary's needs, I've said it a couple times already, and I'm going to say it again, they need to get a couple of more defensive stops. Kellogg has 29 on the shot clock. They took a quick timeout. 5:39 to go in the fourth. Honorlaw to Taylor. Taylor left corner. Taylor working his way to the top of the key. Shot. Tries to fall down and draw a foul. Doesn't get the call. Barta with the rebound. Barta to the corner to Gustav. Gustav back over to Barta. Now to Year Out. Year Out. Going to get a foul underneath on Kellogg. They're going to get that on Dalton. Coburn, his third. St. Mary's needs to hit a 3 here. JJ. Oh, over to Gustav. Gustav able to dig that out. Kind of a bad pass. St. Mary's puts it up and good. Trailing by 5 again. St. Mary's needs to keep the momentum going in their favor, though. The last couple times, they've let Kellogg retake momentum. Out to the wing, right side. Porter Lewis. He's going to drive all the way around. Shot up, blocked by Ribrick. Rebound to Barda. Barda to Year Out. Year Out to Sloper. Sloper spins, baseline, spins around the defense. Shot is up and good by Sloper. St. Mary's cuts it to a 3-point deficit. Keep it going, boys. 48-45, St. Mary's trails. JJ with a big steal. Year Out. Stutters into the lane. Offensive foul against JJ. Coach Chase doesn't agree with the call. Third foul on JJ. JJ spun around the defender. I didn't really see him do anything that I think warranted in a foul, but Lumberjacks bringing some pressure into the front court. Taylor has it, working on Gustav. Gets around into the corner right side. Coach Martin looking for a foul, not going to get it. Going to have Taylor driving, dishes it off to Honorlaw. Offensive foul the other way against Kellogg. Taylor gets called for the offensive foul on the other end. Interesting there, but looked like the same move that Isaiah made. Year Out with the ball. He works left, kicks it over to Barda. A 3 ties it for the Lumberjacks. Jack to JJ. JJ to Sloper. Sloper to Isaiah. Isaiah's going to get a look at 3. Knocks it down. JJ with the assist. And we have our first tie of the contest. 48 all. 3:51 to go in the game. Wildcats left side. Short corner. Backing it out. Vendasius for 3. Leaves it short. Rebound goes to JJ. JJ all the way down to Isaiah in the corner. Back out to Sloper. Sloper triggers the 3. Leaves that short. We do have a whistle, and it's going to go to Kellogg. Xavier's going to get a flop warning. Wildcats have the ball. Honorlaw, left side, down to Cheney. Cheney into the lane. Shot is going to fall in for Ty Cheney. Nice move by Ty. His first bucket of the second half. Year Out. He's going to drive, elevates. Shot is short by Year Out. Rebound to the Wildcats. Don't let Kellogg re-steal the momentum, Lumberjacks. Vendasius spins, working against. Oh, who are they calling that on? They're going to get Barda with the foul. Jack's third. I hear somebody from the other side saying he was trying to shoot. And he was not trying to shoot. He spun around the defender. Wildcats inbound baseline. 3 minutes to go. Into Honorlaw. Falls off the rim. Rebound to the Lumberjacks. Ribrick. Whew, that was a good play by the Wildcats. Sloper right side. Back out to Rib. Now to JJ. Lumberjacks don't have to force anything right now. Still a very close game, but St. Mary's wants to be in the lead right now. Barda to Gustav. 14 on the shot clock. Over to Jack. Looking into. That's not really on Barda, but it is on Barda. Jack tried to pass into Sloper. Sloper slipped. Sloper will come out. Jackson Harold back in. Whew. Kellogg is led by as many as 14 tonight. Backcourt pressure from St. Mary's. Lumberjacks have got to get back on defense. Stepping through, big block shot. Put back no good. Ribrick with a rebound with a block. Missed shot. I didn't see who got the rebound. I think Isaiah just made that shot on the other end, and it's tied up once again. And a timeout taken. St. Mary's with a full timeout.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today.
Kellogg misses a couple of buckets on the offensive side, even, missed an initial shot, a couple of putbacks. St. Mary's with the rebound to get it ahead to Gustav. Gustav lays it up and in, ties it back up with 2:14 to go. St. Mary's has not led tonight. Lumberjacks putting some pressure in the backcourt. They've had 2 ties so far. 2:14 to go. A lot of time left in the game. Into Taylor. Back over to Lewis. Lewis working on the left side of the floor. He's going to double dribble there. No call. That time I seen it. Wildcats have it. Straight away. Back over to Vendasius. Back to Taylor. 13 seconds. Lumberjacks playing good defense right now. They got him down to 9 seconds. Taylor's going to drive, has the ball stripped out of his hands, and they say St. Mary's ball. I didn't see who stripped it out, but St. Mary's gets the benefit of the turnover on Kellogg. Sloper goes back in. Harold comes out. Wildcats have their defense up. They're not really putting on a press, but maybe like a midcourt trap. JJ has it back over to Barta. Back to JJ. Into the middle of the court to Sloper. In and out by Rib. Nice jumper. Sloper with the rebound and the putback, and the Lumberjacks have their first lead of the contest. St. Mary's going to get a foul on the other end. That one goes against JJ. That'll be JJ's 4th. Sloper, JJ's still in. JJ's got to be careful now. They don't want JJ off the floor if you're St. Mary's. Minute 14 to go. Taylor has it. Swings it off to Vendasius. Right side. Steal by Year out. And JJ's going to dunk it home on the other end. And we get a foul. Who was that foul against on St. Mary's? Oh, okay. Jackson Harold picks up his 4th. Puts Kellogg to the free throw line. St. Mary's with a 4-point advantage. Honor log the charity stripe. He is 2 for 4 tonight. Makes the first one. Harold comes out. Sloper back in. Honor Law can cut it to a 2-point deficit. Shot on the way. That is good. Wildcats are putting a lot of pressure in the backcourt right now, of course. Up to Isaiah. St. Mary's would like a bucket here. They don't want to give the Wildcats a chance to tie it. Bad pass by Sloper. Oh, saved it back in. Still a turnover on St. Mary's. Wildcats bringing it back down. Three on the way by Kellogg. No good. Offensive rebound. Honor Law putback won't go. Foul against St. Mary's. Oh, the foul was against Ribrick. And Honor Law back to the cherry striper. He's made his last 4 free throws. Wildcats a chance to tie it here with 32 on the shot clock. Misses the first one. Key free throw missed by the Wildcats there. Wildcats will take a timeout. It's a 30.
You're listening to Lumberjack Sports on KOFB 1240 AM, St. Mary's, Idaho. North Idaho's classic kids.
So the Wildcats can get within 1 now with the free throw. And then St. Mary's has the shot clock off, so they can basically try to force Kellogg to foul them. Kellogg will try, obviously, to get a steal, but St. Mary's just has got to take care of the ball if Honor Law misses or makes his free throw. If he misses it, St. Mary's has to get a rebound. Massive implications in the Central Idaho League for this game as far as district champion and our league champion and all of that. Honor Law to the free throw line. Second free throw on the way. Leaves it short. Rebound Year out. Kellogg ties it up. And the possession arrow favors the Wildcats. So that is beneficial for Kellogg. Harold getting ready to check in. He'll probably be coming in for Sloper. 1 second off the clock. I think it was a full, I don't know if it was a full or a 30-second time. It had to have been a full. Kellogg has no more 30s.
The name says it all. Taco About It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco About It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco About It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco About It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's.
And we're back. Worst case scenario kind of happened for St. Mary's. The Wildcats, St. Mary's got the rebound on the missed free throw, but Kellogg tied it up for the jump ball. So Kellogg can play for the final shot. St. Mary's does not want to foul here or give up a 2-pointer. Kellogg has it up top. Cheney. JJ deflects that ball around. And a foul called against St. Mary's. That'll go against Ribrick. And that'll put the Wildcats to the charity strike. So Cheney to the free throw line. He has not been there tonight, but he was 2 for 2 in St. Mary's. Lumberjack crowd getting loud, trying to throw him off. He makes the first one. Wildcats can tie it up here. Cheney's second free throw on the way. It's good. And we get a timeout taken by St. Mary's, I believe.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks.
And we're back, and just like we said at the beginning, this game is going to be a battle here in Kellogg tonight. 54 all with 25 and a half seconds on the clock. St. Mary's will have possession. Kellogg does not want to foul. They also want to try to get a steal and score. So St. Mary's has got to be very careful with the ball here. Lumberjacks want to obviously knock down that final shot of the night and take this thing home without overtime. Lumberjacks will inbound. Barta into year out. Back to Barta. Lumberjacks have got to get it across the timeline. JJ has it. Gets it across. Lumberjacks now can play for the final shot. JJ's got to be careful not to turn it over. Foul on Taylor. Third foul on Taylor. 8.3 on the clock. Taylor has 3 fouls. St. Mary's takes a 30.
If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you...
And we are back. 54 all, 8.3 on the clock. St. Mary's with a chance to win this at the buzzer. Sloper will inbound. Cheney's checked back in for Kellogg. I think he has 4. Into Gustav. Out to Sloper. Sloper's going to drive, lays it up and in. Oops. What happened? It was not overtime. And the Wildcats take their last timeout. It's a full with 7/10 on the clock.
retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all of your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
You're listening to Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 AM, St. Mary's, Idaho, North Idaho's classic hits.
And we are back. Stressful game here at Andrews Gymnasium for everybody. Everybody's on their, well, not really everybody on their feet. The Lumberjack side of the crowd is on their feet. Kellogg will have the ball with 3.2 seconds on the clock. St. Mary's leads at 56-54. St. Mary's has trailed this game all the way to just under 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and St. Mary's took the lead with 1:25 left to go. Kellogg tied it with 25 seconds, and then St. Mary's tied it with went ahead with 3.2. No. Kellogg will. Kellogg, St. Mary's going to put all the pressure in the backcourt, not let Kellogg get it into the front court. We're going to get it to Vindasius. And stripping the ball out of the hands of Vindasius before the shot is Jack Barta, and the clock runs out, and the Lumberjacks win it. The coaches are, Drayden Taylor needs to watch it. It's a good thing it's the end of the game. Mike Martin goes out after him because he's yelling at the ref as the ref walks off the court. And the Kellogg crowd and stuff is wanting some time on the clock because they felt that ball got knocked out of bounds with a little bit of time on the clock. I don't know if it did. So the officials say no time left, and St. Mary's completes the comeback after trailing by as much as 14 here in Kellogg, 56-54. St. Mary's wins it. What a ball game here tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back with some stats after this.
Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's.
And we are back, and once again, what a battle that was here in Kellogg tonight, just like we expected it to be. St. Mary's comes from behind and wins it 56-54 over the Kellogg Wildcats in what was a heck of a battle. Kellogg led by as much as 14 points. We had 3 ties and 1 lead change in the second half, in the fourth quarter to be exact. Again, St. Mary's ties it up at 3:51 to go in the fourth. Kellogg then tied it back up with 2:14 to go. St. Mary's then, I think St. Mary's tied it at some point. No, they tied it up. St. Mary's reclaimed the lead, or took the lead finally at 1:25 to go. And then, again, Kellogg tied it up with 25 seconds on the clock. St. Mary's goes back, gets a bucket late, and takes the lead with 3.2 seconds. In that ensuing 3.2 seconds, Kellogg gets it down the floor. Vendasius has on the left side. Jack Barta deflects the ball out of bounds as he's getting ready to go to put the shot up. And the officials say no time left on the clock. The crowd for Kellogg doesn't like it. Drayden Taylor really didn't like it. Even the Wildcat Lives guys kind of had their hands up as well. I'm not a referee, so I'm not going to try to even guess how you would decide on that. Referees didn't even try to decide on it. They just left the court and said, game over. And St. Mary's weathers the storm and gets the big Central Idaho League win tonight to improve to 5-1 in league play. Man, what a battle that was. Hats off again to Kellogg. That's going to be a sickening one for them as they led it and controlled that game pretty much all night long. St. Mary's ended up shooting 61% from two-point range. Sure did not feel like they shot that well. 47% for Kellogg. Where St. Mary's struggled tonight was three-point shooting. The Lumberjacks just 2 of 14 from outside the perimeter. Kellogg was just 4 of 16. They shot just 25%. So neither team really shooting great from outside. Overall field goal percentage, St. Mary's was 48%, the Wildcats 41%. St. Mary's struggled at the free throw line tonight. They were just 4 of 8 for 50%. Kellogg was 10 of 16. They were 10 of 16 for 63%. St. Mary's edged Kellogg with 34 rebounds to their 24. St. Mary's had 9 offensive, with Kellogg having 6. St. Mary's 25 defensive rebounds, Kellogg with 18. 17 fouls for St. Mary's, 15 fouls for Kellogg. The Lumberjacks don't turn the ball over a lot often, but they had 13 turnovers tonight, Kellogg with 9. St. Mary's only getting 4 points off of Kellogg turnovers, but if you look at the scoreboard, those were important 4 points off of turnovers. Kellogg had 11 points from St. Mary's turnovers. Kellogg only had 2 points off the bench. St. Mary's was 6 points off the bench. Individually for the Wildcats, St. Mary's held the leading scorer in the first half to just 2 second-half points. Porter Lewis had only 19 points total as he finished the first half with 17. Honor Law had a decent second half. He had 12 points. He scored 8 in the second half. 9 points for Ty Cheney, 6 points for Drayden Taylor, 5 points for Vendasius, and 2 points for Dalton Coburn off the bench. St. Mary's, we had 3 guys scoring double digits, led by Xavier Sloper. Sloper had 17 points to go along with 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Next up, Isaiah Gustav, a solid night. He had 14 tonight. Isaiah, 14 points to go along with 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And then JJ Yearout with 13 points tonight. JJ with 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals for JJ this evening. 6 points for Landon Ribrick, 4 points for Brock Barda, and 2 points for Marcus Speakman. St. Mary's dug deep tonight and got a very big win. They needed games like that. They need to have games just like that where they have to fight for that win, and they definitely had to fight tonight. Our Taco About It player of the game tonight, we will go ahead and give it to, let's see here. We're going to go with Isaiah Gustav. He made the bucket at the end of the night that gave the Lumberjacks the final lead. And like I said, 14 points tonight for Isaiah. He had just 3 rebounds, but 2 assists. He had 4 deflections on the night defensively, so very active out there. So Isaiah Gustav will be our player of the game for tonight with his 14 points. So we want to congratulate the Lumberjacks on the win, but that's about going to wrap it up for us from Kellogg. Hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast. It was a bit stressful here in Kellogg, but have a great night. We will not be in Grangeville for that game, but we will, if there's any opportunity that there's going to be a game online for that, we will try to get to that link for the action from Grangeville. But we were not going to go to Grangeville Saturday. We will be back at home against Orofino on Tuesday to wrap up league play, and hopefully St. Mary's can clinch that league victory and get district tournament to come all the way through St. Mary's. But that's going to do it. Have a great evening.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjacks!